Good evening. Operation Raise the Colours is in full swing. Patriots are coming out to say that this is England, this is Great Britain, and we are sick and tired of being walked all over. And frankly, we're not standing for it anymore. You can see there, we're all up and down the country. People are attaching either the Union flag or the St George's flag to lampposts, to anything, really. People have even been painting roundabouts in the St George's Cross. It's happening right across the country. People have even been going out at night to hoist the flag. But unfortunately, in modern Britain, it looks like we're not allowed to be proud of our flag. In Tower Hamlets, they had Palestine flags everywhere. Look at that. Oh! There it is, yes. In fact, school children were even taken out of school to march in support of Palestine. Yeah, great. Future's going to be interesting, isn't it? The local council is now led by a man called Luftar Rahman. He is the leader of the very pro-Palestine Aspire Party. He was previously kicked out of office in 2015 after an election commissioner found that he breached election rules and was also had committed spiritual intimidation of voters. Yes, there we go. We all know what that means, don't we? The police and CPS decided there was insufficient evidence to launch a criminal prosecution, and when he was re-elected, he insisted he never acted dishonestly, but apologised to those who thought he lacked oversight of campaigns. Anyway, his council have decided to take the St George's and Union flags down. Well, it's been a very similar story in Birmingham, another place that happens to have a huge Muslim population, a huge pro-Palestine presence, and last time I was there, it was full of Pakistani, Lebanese and Palestinian flags. In fact, the council just painted the entire library in the colours of Pakistan's flag. So, yes, there it is. Good stuff. Happy Independence Day to Pakistan from Birmingham. But locals are fighting back now. British patriots are fighting back. When flags get taken down, what they've decided to do is just hoist them higher.
Yeah, get it as high as you can, lads. Put one on the moon if we could. Well, the man on the moon's at the top of the road, so we could go up there. They're not coming down.
And the public are calling out the nonsense of police appearing to try to take some of these flags down in Southampton. Look, apparently, we just have to accept that stuff like this is fine. Again, I'd just like to say a big happy Pakistan Independence Day. That time, of course, to the people of Manchester. But stuff like this isn't OK, apparently. If you don't like our flag, you should leave our country. This is Great Britain, and we can put our flag wherever the heck we want. Have you had a random call lately from a strange number, maybe trying to sell you something or even scam you? If so, your info could be out there. That's because of data brokers, shady companies that scrape the internet for your personal details and sell them to marketers or even scammers. These days, scammers can even use AI to mimic your friends' voices and trick you into sending money. It's not just annoying, data brokers often target vulnerable people with high-interest loans or sketchy offers. But there is a solution. Incogni, the sponsor of this video. Incogni contacts data brokers on your behalf and requests your info be deleted from their databases. And because your data can keep popping up, Incogni keeps sending removal requests to make sure it stays gone. They've just launched a new unlimited plan with custom removals. If you find your info on a weird website, just send them the link and their privacy team will work to get it taken down. Getting started is easy. Hit the link in the description, create your account and let Incogni handle the rest. It's risk-free for 30 days and you'll get 60% off an annual plan with the code GBNews. Take back control of your data with Incogni. Let's get the thoughts of my panel. Journalist and broadcaster Carol Malone. We've also got writer and commentator Benjamin Butterworth and former Cabinet Minister turned Reform UK member Sir Jake Berry. Carol, these flags, the British flags, are being hoisted now above everywhere. You know, why do you think some of these councils want to take them down?
It's, I mean, how dare they, you know? And I suggest if you have a problem with our flag, you're living in the wrong country. Go and live in a country where you want to fly their flag. Go to Palestine if you want to fly the Palestinian flag. It's interesting, you know, you mentioned the council there with that Pakistani Independence Day. Birmingham Council lit up their library in green and white to celebrate Pakistani Independence Day. Why? It's not Pakistan. Why can they do that? And why can't we fly the British flag? You know, for years there's been this thing, hasn't there, that it offends ethnic minorities, that we're told that it's alienating ethnic minorities. But the bottom line is, a lot of ethnic minority people care far more about their British identity than a lot of white people. And I think it's, you know, we had a schoolgirl recently punished for wearing a Union Jack dress. Why are we supposed? There's this connotation now that it's racist, that it's nationalistic, that it's what's the word, triumphalist or something. But it's not. We love our country. I mean, I certainly love my country. I'm proud of the flag. I'm sick of being dragged back into the days of colonialism. You know, get over it. Colonialism happened hundreds of years ago. We can't keep apologising for what happened hundreds of years ago. This is Britain now, and lots of people love it. And you can, you know,
yeah, well, but it's also an open show of resistance. I mean, the only reason that people are deciding they want to hoist all these flags now and raise the colours,
because they're furious,
is because they're absolutely bloody furious of the state of Britain today. And they want to reassert the fact that actually, shock horror, Jay, this is still Britain.
This is absolutely fantastic. I am so pleased that people are doing it. And I can say, if you're a GB News viewer, go out there, find your local lamppost, put the flag up, you know, get part of the Hoist the Colours campaign. Yep. This is absolutely brilliant, because Britain has woken up and said, look, we have one culture. We live in a multicultural society. We have one culture. That's British culture, which is enriched by people who come here, and lots of them come here and proudly take part in our British culture. But the British public is biting back in a peaceful way, showing how passionately they feel about our society, our people and our culture, and the fact that they do not want it washed away by this woke leftist agenda that is being pushed by the government, the Labour Party, and these bureaucratic bodies like local councils. Jay, come on, Britain, this is brilliant.
Just on this, though, I mean, I actually do think that part of the thing here is that a lot of people don't feel enriched, and a lot of people do feel, I appreciate you're not a Conservative Party member anymore, but the clue is in the name of the Conservatives, and your lot didn't conserve anything, did they?
Well, look, it's hard to think of what the Conservative Party did in the last 14 years when I was in government that was actually Conservative, but we could do a whole separate show on that. This is really important. Carol is right. We should be proud of our country. In fact, if you go to Commonwealth countries around the world, they're hugely proud. We call it colonialism. They call it, you know, the Commonwealth Partnership. They're hugely proud of it. Britain has woken up. Unless our politicians wake up to this really, really quickly, they're going to see themselves washed out of power. Yeah. Britain at the moment is a tinderbox. At the moment, people are peacefully, quite rightly, going around putting flags up that could so quickly turn sour if sort of faceless officials go and start pulling them down and putting up the rainbow flag or the Palestinian flag or whatever to replace it. This is brilliant. This is Britain at her best.
We do have a case study of this. That case study is Tower Hamlets, Benjamin, isn't it? Where we had Palestine flags lining the streets. You had Palestine flags, I think, at one point on council buildings. We've had them all sorts of places. It's been absolutely fine to have the Palestine flag. There was no safety issue for motorists, which is one of the excuses that they say now.
Tower Hamlets said lives might be lost. They've done it to save lives.
They also said the weight of the flags would damage the structures.
Well, look at that. I mean, those flimsy lampposts.
Those heavy nylon flags.
School children coming out of school to go to attend Palestine marches and all of that. But that same council is now saying we've got to take these St George's flags down. Well, why is that? Do you think they hate Britain?
Honestly, you all need to get a grip. These flag-waving losers. I'm afraid these jobless yobbos are just acting like people in a school playground.
How do you know they're jobless?
You don't just get because they've clearly got nothing better to do.
No, that's not true.
Sorry, just I want to be clear on something. When you say jobless yobbos, you're talking about the people that don't ever seem to go to work so that they've got time to attend every single Palestine march.
I'm talking about
people who've done this at night, presumably after work.
Yes.
Well, actually, plenty of them are in daylight, so that's clearly not the case. I'm talking about these people that have got nothing better to do with their lives than go to random lampposts and hoist flags, which is simply illegal, regardless of what flag it is. You're not doing anything patriotic by sticking up the England flag.
What law does it break? What law does it break?
Help anyone. Well, you know full well that...
What law does it break? You told us it's illegal. What law does it break?
Well, it's just like fly posting. That's illegal. You can't stick your Chinese...
It's not. This is our national flag. What law does it break?
Well, I bet you, if you want to chat GPT...
So you don't know.
Okay.
So you don't know it's illegal. You don't know it's illegal. You said it was illegal. I didn't say it was illegal. You said it was illegal, but you don't know because you're making it up.
No, you know full well that you can't just go around public property sticking what you like
what
on
about
it.
the Palestinian flags?
Obviously not.
What about...
Pull the Palestinian flags down. It's
because
absurd.
you know what?
But these people need to get a grip. They're not doing anything for Britain by flying an English flag on a roundabout.
They are.
Hell, they're doing it because they want a fight and they want retweets and they've got nothing better to do.
Anything for Palestine by flying flags on lampposts or brainwashing kids to walk on the streets.
If we pass one law in this country, it should be that every single classroom has the British flag in and a portrait of the King. Just like the United States. They've got it in the United States of America. Let's reinstill on our young people a feeling of patriotic pride.
Just like Russia.
But you know what, Benjamin, though? Seriously, people are doing this now, I think, because they've had enough of being demonised in a way that I think you demonised them.
You did.
It's a typical London...
You can't just stick what you like to flags, to lampposts.
Exactly.
Emily Thornberry's changed gender and she's decided to come and sit on my sofa this evening. And
She's
you're
lost
there.
some weight.
You know, I bet they're right.
Meow.
But seriously, come on, you know, these are people who are obviously proud to be British, proud to be English. They feel like we're losing our country. They feel like they've been shunned for so long, second-class citizens in their own country, and they decided to do a peaceful gesture of resistance. You know, if you don't like it, why don't you leave?
And I think...
because this is the thing. I am patriotic. I'm proud to be British. I have a Union flag at home, right, which I put out on occasion.
So why do you object to this?
But no, because I don't spend my time thinking that you're helping your country or caring about people in your community by trying to pick fights and put flags up random...
Do you think this is better or worse than rioting?
And actually, I won't be lectured by someone that tanked this country for 14 years and then claims that sticking a St George's flag up is an act of patriotism.
Well, it is an act of patriotism.
Would be going into
Do you think,
your neighbours who are hungry.
This is so typical.
That would be better use of money
Patrick,
than
this is so typical of the view of the sort of London left, the elite in this country. They do not understand that working class communities around this country are on the edge, and it is far, far better. I'm sure we'd all agree. I'm sure we'd all agree. It is far, far better as a peaceful act of protest to put a flag on a lamppost than it is to repeat the appalling scenes, the disgraceful scenes we saw last summer with the riots. But Britain is a tinderbox at the moment, and these councils who are ripping them down, they're chucking a match in.
Yeah, I mean, I can't help but notice some of these councils that appear to be doing most of the taking down, as far as I can tell. Now, maybe this is because these are the areas where most of them have gone up. I don't think it is, but you've got Tower Hamlets there, and you've got Birmingham, and, you know, there's two areas there that demographically speaking, do not have a huge white British population. I wonder if that's got something to do with it. I don't know. But look, shouldn't these councils just let them fly the flag. I mean, it's the flag of this country.
If you're going to let an area fly a Palestinian flag or a Pakistani flag, why not a British flag in Britain? And it's actually censorship to not let them do that. He's saying it serves no purpose. Serves no purpose to have a Palestinian flag flying in Birmingham.
Correct. That's fine by me. I agree.
Of course, it's fine by you. But if
I
you're
don't
British,
want a Palestinian flag up.
But you're not understanding where the British psyche is. The British psyche, they're told constantly that it's racist, that it's nationalistic, to be patriotic and support the flag. People confuse patriotism with nationalism.
Well,
they're two entirely different things.
And again, I will just say there's a supreme level of idiocy taking place here, because if you start taking flags like that down, well, guess what? People are just going to put more of them up, and they keep putting more of them up. And what is essentially seen as some kind of civil resistance movement, which is to say, actually, you know what? We've taken all sorts of BS here for the last however many years. We've had enough. No. We're going to put the flag up. Yeah, you start doing that. If you start taking them down, I'm sorry, but more and more of them will come up.
Last time I went down the Mall, there was a flag flying from every lamppost. Yeah. And even the King's getting in on this. There's Union flags on every lamppost in the Mall. It's got the royal seal of approval. Britain, get out there and do it.
All right. Well, and apparently, even Sir Keir Starmer said that he spoke.
Quite right.
Yeah.
A spokesperson for Tower Hamlets Council said, "While we recognise people wish to express their views, we have a responsibility to monitor and maintain council infrastructure. Where flags are attached to council-owned infrastructure without permission, they may be removed as part of routine maintenance." Yeah. We also contacted Tower Hamlets Mayor's office for comment from Luftar Rahman, and we are awaiting a response. But we did get one from Birmingham City Council, who said people who attach unauthorised items to lampposts could be putting their lives and those of motorists and pedestrians at risk. We are continuing to do this every week and would ask that staff doing this work are allowed to continue this work unhindered. It's